Hey guys, this is Shine from Simplex, and today I'm going to cover a very special product. It's the first consumer-centric modular phone. Yes, I'm talking about the LG G5, which has just been launched in the Mobile World Congress. Let the intros roll. In this video, I'm going to read out the specifications of the phone, and then I'm going to tell you about my views about this phone. Now, before I get into the specs, I'd like to say right now the price is not out, so I'll not be able to talk about the price, but as soon as the price is out, it will be down in the description. So let's dive into the specs. It has a unique body which has unusually large bezels, but the bezels have a reason. For example, the Galaxy S7 Edge has nearly an identical body, but it has a much larger screen. So, the size of this phone is about the Galaxy S7 Edge. It weighs around 160 grams. It comes with a single SIM or a dual SIM option. It's got a 5.3-inch IPS LCD screen with a Quad HD display, namely 2560 x 1440. The PPI count of this screen stands at 554. A very densely packed screen. It must be awesome for the eyes, and I'm truly waiting for this device to enter into the Simplex den so that we can review it. Moving on, it's got a Corning Gorilla Glass 4 protecting it, and it has got an always-on display. Now the S7 Edge also has an always-on display, but that is AMOLED, so you can individually light up pixels. LG, on the other hand, has come up with a pretty neat trick for the IPS screen. It's got a second low-power processor apart from the main monstrous Snapdragon 820. Now the low-power processor is controlling essentially a smaller part of the screen, so it controls a fewer number of pixels, thereby minimizing the impact of the always-on screen on the battery. Now it is covered with the LG Optimus UX 5.0, so it's got the Marshmallow 6.0, but you're gonna get a skinned experience. Again, skinned experiences are all about personal preferences. You might love it or hate it. Moving on, the operating system. Like I said, it's got Marshmallow, so that is the latest operating system that Google has on offer, and it actually bumps up to 6.0.1. So kudos to LG, the latest operating system. Now the chipset. I mentioned the monstrous Snapdragon 820 a few moments back, but let's delve into the depths of it right now. Now in this phone, LG has tweaked the 820 to have a dual-core 2.15 GHz cryo-core and a dual-core 1.6 GHz cryo-core. Now what exactly is the cryo-core? I'll keep it brief over here. Cryo-cores are custom cores designed by Qualcomm in-house. That means it is not a standard, say, ARM processor, not an A57, not an A72, but a custom cryo core made by Qualcomm. Now the GPU is an Adreno 530, again a monstrous GPU and much faster than the Adreno 430 of the last generation flagships. The memory now. This phone supports a micro SD card slot, which is amazing. But when you buy this phone, it comes with 32 GB internal memory. Remember guys, this phone comes with 32 GB internal memory. That means your app storage size is 32 gigs only. Sure, you can keep videos, photos, music, and a lot of other content on the micro SD, but the app storage size is limited by 32 gigs. Moving on, it's got 4 gigs of RAM. Pretty neat stuff, LPDDR4. Next part. Coming to the camera now. The optics of this camera is insane. Now why do I say this? LG has a neat trick up its sleeve over here. At the back of the phone, you don't get to see one camera, but two of them. One is a 16 megapixel f1.8 aperture camera. The next one, an 8 megapixel f2.4. Now, why does the G5 have two cameras at the back? Before I get into that, let's cover the other parts. It's got a laser autofocus and optical image stabilized, camera optics, but only the 16 megapixel one. The 8 megapixel is without OIS. So let's talk about the dual camera setup a little bit more. One camera, the 16 megapixel, is more like a traditional camera unit with a 75-degree field of view. The 8 megapixel offers a much wider field of view, namely 135 degrees, guys. Now you can use each of them individually, but if you plan to mix and match them up, you're going to land up with pretty cool effects that LG has planned for you. Now, I really cannot express these effects with my words. You'll have to see them for yourself to actually believe what these guys have come up with. Pretty neat, LG. Pretty neat. On the video front, this camera records 4K at 30 FPS, Full HD at 60 FPS, and 720p at 120 FPS. Probably in the finished version, you might see 240 FPS. Might, again, guys. Right now, it's 120 FPS. Moving on, the secondary camera is an 8 megapixel one, f2.0, and it can record up to Full HD 30 FPS. Now, another fuss LG made about this phone is the audio. LG claims it has got hi-fi sound. Neat. Moving on, this phone has the usual plethora of connectivity options, everything: Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, NFC, infrared port, radio, and USB. Now, USB. This one has a Type-C connector. I always harp on this, usual jargon. Micro USB, you get to use all the accessories that you already have. Type-C, a huge leap forward, so you can charge faster, you can transfer files faster if it has the USB 3.2 enabled, and the best part, you can put it in any way you want. So on those lousy sleepy nights where your phone has run out of battery, and so have you need not fidget with the micro USB and put it to charge. All you need to do is take it and put it in, because it's reversible. Can go in any way. Features: it's got a fingerprint sensor right at the back, which makes it a pretty compelling option compared to the front option that most of the phones have, the Samsung Galaxy devices, iPhones, because what LG claims is when you take it out of your pocket, your forefinger is automatically placed on the back of the device. So there you go. Okay, now it's time to conclude, guys. It's got fast charging, 3.0, so quick charge USB 3.0, so fast charging. It comes to 83% in 30 minutes, or that's what LG claims. And it's got a 2800 mAh battery. Pretty small compared to the other devices out there. Now, I've spoken about the specs. Let's get into what I feel about this device. This phone comes with a modular design. By modular, LG means you can swap out the lower half of the device and slap in new modules, enabling you to use your phone just the way you want it to. Right off the bat, LG has given you a camera grip module, and another one is a hi-fi audio module. And in these modules, you also get a 1100 or 1200 mAh extra battery. So basically what LG is doing with these modules, LG is keeping the option open of refreshing the LG G5 throughout the year. All they have to do is launch new modules. And not only LG, guys, third-party partners are already on board, working hard to make really cool and awesome modules that will help you extend the functionality of the G5 way more than LG ever intended to be. LG has made this phone modular, there's no doubt about it, and it is the first modular device available to the public. But the modularity of this phone is pretty limited compared to something like Google's Project ARA, Project ARA or ARA, however you pronounce it. Because that project lets you slap out parts and slap in parts, starting from the camera to the screen to basically everything the phone has, even the chipset. This phone, on the other hand, limits the functionality to probably extending the battery and, putting in a camera grip or whatever comes out. And another major downside is the modularity did limit LG's capability of increasing the battery size. I would actually prefer LG to have a full-on conventional G5 with a much larger battery, if that was possible. So, thumbs up for the modularity, but again, the conventional part of me craves for a conventional G5 with a larger battery. Overall, this phone was awarded the best phone in MWC by GSMA. So kudos to you, LG. Lastly, when this phone is launched, I really want to see what the pricing is like, because this is unlike no other phone launched before. While it is a smartphone, the rectangular block with the screen, but it brings a lot of new things to the table. The dual camera, albeit HTC tried that, but this has a better approach. And then the modularity, no one else tried that, and like I said, Google's project isn't out in the market yet. So I'm looking forward to check the G5 out in person. Over and out.